EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the New Orleans Saints and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now ETN to start the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. A give to ETN running right. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. The Jaguars had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that because the bottom line is they didn't...
Touchdown Jaguars! Travis Etienne, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jags will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. They'll run with Henderson here to begin the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Love. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade and Lurican. And the Jags are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. That's complete to Mooney. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A give, running right, ETN. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Toss left side for ETN. And he's got some space here. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 49 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. ETN will get it into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Henderson will try and run for the first. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 3 yards there on the first down pickup.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
It just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On 1st and 10, Love. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off, and the Jaguars will take over possession here up at the 44. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They're going to look to throw. And this will be caught by Mooney. Touchdown, Jaguars! Darnell Mooney, 51 yards. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
When you're a capable runner, oftentimes your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, they love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield. Incomplete.
3rd and 2. Love with it. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Jones on the return. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's taken down here by the Saints. 21-0 our score after one. On second down, a run with Etienne. Gets around him, and some room to work. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Oluwakin. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, you start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. This is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I'll bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
Love back to it here after the pick 6. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and back.
And my goodness, another interception. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick 6, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the second quarter. My goodness.
I love the expression. My goodness, indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Throwing after the interception. Love. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Trayvon Walker. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Landon Collins. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. but you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on, but it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Jaguars just continue to roll. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A second down throw for Love. This one taken in by Olave. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Under pressure, and down he goes. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jaguars will take over here just shy of the 30. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. Boy, 175 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. And they'll go again with Etienne. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he's going to take this one down to the 25.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Give him 6 yards in the first down. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with the coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start